Hello and welcome to the KJD Show. I'm your host, KJD. Yeah, there's goals you gotta have in mind if you want to make it anywhere in this world. And there's things you're gonna have to do to get to those goals. Things you're just gonna have to want real bad. It's only in your hands. Nope, you must not fail. Yep. You're gonna go through some dark times. You're gonna have to have a burning fire inside of you. So tonight I'm gonna talk about having goals. Why should you have goals in life? Obviously there's something we all want to accomplish. Not only that, there's certain steps you have to make to accomplish those goals. One thing, you have to know where you see yourself. You have to have an idea, where do you want to be at X amount of years from now. During that time frame, there's going to be a lot of checkpoints you're going to have to reach. Like me, for example, I'm trying to make it to the top as a referee. I want to be a great football and/or basketball referee. So yeah, what are some things I've done? Yeah, I joined a high school association. I had to be very welcoming to constructive criticism to do it. That's for high school. That's a checkpoint. I started off doing little kids games, then I decided to jump to high school. Okay, that's a checkpoint. So now what's the next thing I want to do? I want to be in a crew consistently. I want to be calling varsity games on a regular basis. What do I have to do to call those games? Work my behind off, make every training session, be consistent, eat healthy, be in great shape, be a student of the craft. Once I do that, I have to jump to the next goal. Life in a way, it can be very similar to a video game. You got to complete each level before you go on to the next one step at a time. It's not an overnight process. That's part of why I've always been so hooked onto the RPG games. Because of that reason, like the Final Fantasy series, or even the Mega Man and Super Mario games, because you have to complete one level before you go on to the next. Life is cumulative. Every step you do is a building block for the next thing you're trying to get to, good or bad. You can't just expect to be at the top in a short amount of time. It's good to want to be there at some point, but yeah, you got to have small goals, short-term goals that are going to lead to big goals. I have to pay my dues to be great at what I want to do. I'm not the greatest out there. Can I be one day? I don't know. Will I be the worst? No. If I keep doing the right things, I'm going to be a lot better than what I am right now. You have to trust other people around you. When I was younger, even back during my drinking days, I had a hard time trusting people. Thinking I was right about everything. Not being receptive to constructive criticism, not being open to it. It was something that bit me in my behind. There's a lot of people out there that want to help you out. You have to be open to it, though. Not everybody out there is trying to hurt you. That's why a lot of professional athletes don't make it when they make it to the big leagues, because they don't want to listen to the older veterans. That's something else that I need to do to be great. That's something that anybody that has a certain goal in their life, that's what they've got to do. Being open to constructive criticism is probably one of the biggest things that anybody can benefit from. Even at my daytime job, sometimes I know most of the people that I'm talking to, they're not mad at me, they just need to vent, they got to get stuff off the chest. You have to know not everybody hates you, not everybody's mad at you. Everybody's human. It's just the way the world works. There's plenty of times I've vented at people. Sometimes I said things I shouldn't have said. It's life, though. By not being open to constructive criticism and not understanding those type of things, it's the little things that all add up. Small things always lead to great things, whether it's good or bad. If you do a lot of small things that are bad, you're going to get one big bad thing happen to you in the end. Do a lot of good things that, even though they're small acts, those small acts will eventually lead up to a big thing. You know, when you plant a seed, you nurture it. You know, it's part of what I'm doing right now with my goals. Other people, you know, a lot of great actors, other athletes, people like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, they started off in very small independent wrestling organizations. CM Punk would drive 14, 15 hours from some places based on what I saw on a Pinterest pin that was quoted by Daniel Bryan, said that he would drive 14 to 15 hours from Chicago to do a match in front of 30 people where it only made $100 for the night. You know, that's dedication to your craft. That's understanding, hey, you've got to make some sacrifices. You know, even guys like Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, I mean, Chris Benoit left his parents at a young age to go to Stu Hart's dungeon, only had $20 in his pocket, based on what Jim Ross said, didn't even know if he was going to make it, big in the wrestling industry. Even a lot of other football and basketball players. I mean, that's just small examples of people that took chances as well, you know, started off at the bottom, worked their behinds off to make it to the big leagues, paid their dues. You know, people that were very coachable at their craft understood, hey, if I want to make it to the big leagues, I have to be able to take in all the information that's being presented to me, practice to perfect the craft, you know, and not only that, because like when you're in the gym, it's only like 1 or 2 hours a day. Well, it's not only what you do inside the gym that counts, it's also what you do outside of the gym. You know, you go and drink alcohol every night, are you doing a bunch of illegal drugs? What are you eating properly? Are you getting yourself in trouble outside? You know, those are all things that add up to goals. And sometimes you got to take chances. I mean, even at your job, you know, sometimes you may have an opportunity to move to a better area. If you know there's a job out there that's going to make it worth the jump, you have to take a chance at it. It doesn't mean you're going to get it, but you'll never make it if you don't try in the world. You know, sometimes you also have to let the cards be dealt to you. You know, let the hand unfold. You know, it's like sports in a way. You have to let the play develop before you make a move or before you make a call. I mean, it's just life. There's a lot of things about life that I could talk about all night. But at the end of the day, if you just don't have it, you know, that dedication every day, you know, that burning desire, it's going to be a moot point.